Imagine you get trapped without food and water, and getting out feels almost impossible. Something similar happens in today's story. After drinking alcohol the whole night, when a man woke up in the morning, he felt a sharp pain in his head. When he looked beside him, he got scared seeing a dead rat lying right next to him. Soon he realized that he was locked in a vault-like room with an iron door and a cupboard. Many flies were buzzing around him. Some of them were busy filling their stomachs from the dead rat. After this, he looked at a clock and saw that it was 9 o'clock in the morning. He tried opening the iron door many times, but it was useless. He started banging and shouting, but no one replied from outside. He had no idea when or how he reached this room. After some time, he felt pressure to pee and needed to go to the washroom urgently. At first, he thought someone had played a prank on him. He felt this room belonged to a man named Fletcher who worked with him. Jokingly, he said that once he gets out, he will fire him from the job. But after some time, he realized that there was no sign of anyone outside. He took out his phone from his pocket and called Fletcher, but there was no signal. This clearly meant his connection to the outside world was completely cut off. He tried opening the iron cupboard in the room, but it was completely locked as well. He even looked for hidden cameras, but there was nothing like that. Now he couldn't understand anything, and slowly his irritation started turning into anger. He began shouting at his colleagues from frustration. Full of rage, he took off his belt and started beating the iron door. After some time, he got tired and stopped because he hadn't eaten for a day. He yelled that if they didn't let him out, he would hand everyone over to the police. But still, there was no response. A whole day had passed. After waking up from sleep, he checked his phone, but it slipped from his hand and fell down, breaking. There was no food or water, so to stay alive, he had to do something. He took off his shoe, peed in it out of compulsion, and drank it. Because of loneliness and hunger, he was going crazy. Suddenly, he saw a key inside the tube light above. He immediately broke the tube light, took the key out, and opened the iron cupboard. Inside, he found 2 oxygen cans and 6 hammer-like tools. He tried breaking the door with the tools, but not even a scratch appeared. He used a welding machine to burn the door, but he didn't know how to use it. Seeing the fire from the welding gun, he got an idea. He planned to trigger the fire alarm using fire so he could get some water, but unfortunately, the alarm turned out to be fake. Then he tried breaking the lock with the hammer, but the door was so strong that even Thor wouldn't have been able to break it. Hungry and thirsty, he started sinking into depression. He vented his frustration by hitting the cupboard again and again, but after some time, he sat quietly. Just then, he noticed a hole in the wall. He immediately picked up the hammer and started breaking it. He planned to make a tunnel and escape. Slowly, the oxygen levels in the room were decreasing, so he used the oxygen cans. But due to too much oxygen entering his body, he began to feel dizzy. He shut it off and then noticed some insects on the dead rat. To survive, he had to become Bear Grylls and eat those insects too. After filling his stomach, he continued making the tunnel. After a lot of effort, he made the hole bigger, and through it, he saw some iron rods inside the wall. He used the welding gun to break the rods and the wall. Soon some light started coming in, and seeing it, he jumped with joy. The hole was now big enough for him to crawl through. But as soon as he came out of the wall, the ground slipped beneath his feet. He hadn't reached the outside world. He had entered another similar room. All his hard work was wasted. He lost hope and started banging the door like a madman. After some time, he calmed down and looked around. In the corner, he saw a red coffin. When he opened its lid, he was shocked to see a beautiful girl inside. She didn't look dead. Maybe she was in a deep sleep. When he woke her up, she got terrified. When he tried talking to her, he realized they didn't understand each other's language. The girl, scared, went and hid in his old room. The man didn't have the energy to explain anything anymore, so he decided to sleep inside the coffin itself. But in the middle of the night, the scared girl came and made space for him. She signaled him to continue digging the tunnel, but due to hunger and thirst, he couldn't do anything. His hands were injured after so many days of work, and he needed rest. The girl picked up the tools herself and started digging the tunnel, but it wasn't easy. After some time, she felt the need to pee and ran toward the other room. But the man stopped her. He tried explaining something with gestures. Actually, he hadn't had water for 3 days, and the girl's urine was precious for him. Hesitating, the girl agreed and peed in his shoe. To save himself, he had to drink it. Even though she didn't understand his language, she understood what was needed to survive here. The man also taught her to eat insects, but she refused. Then the man continued breaking the wall, but even after a long time he could only make a small hole. Seeing this, the girl got frustrated and cried, "Why doesn't this wall break? How would it break?" It was made with ambuja cement. The man calmed her down with a nehakakar song, and she started singing with him. But then by mistake, the hammer hit the man's hand. The girl immediately took off the cloth from her head and tied it on his wound. Slowly they became friends and continued working together. Suddenly, the iron lock on the door started turning by itself. Both of them ran towards it, but the lock went back to its original position. After trying many times, they realized that the lock only opened when their backs were turned toward the door. Slowly, they walked backward toward the door. Finally, using this trick, the door opened and they reached the third room. Unfortunately, it was the same type of room with an empty grave and an iron door. The girl smartly brought all the tools from the previous room. They tried opening this door too, but it always stayed locked no matter what they did. Now the only option left was to dig the grave and make a tunnel. The man had no strength left and fainted. The girl was still fine because she hadn't worked much earlier. Fever started rising in the man's body. Then he realized the true intention of the person who trapped them. He felt the captor wanted to see them kill each other. That meant to get out. One of them had to die. The grave was meant for one of them. To end all the suffering, the man thought about killing the girl, but he couldn't do it. His hope and desire to live had ended, so he lay inside the grave waiting to die. The girl slapped him and punched him to keep him awake, but he didn't move. She took him out of the grave and laid him on the floor. Now she was fed up as well. She went to the door and screamed, but no sound came from outside. She had no solution left. Finally, she quenched the man's thirst with her tears. If he died, she wouldn't survive long either. After some time, she started removing her clothes. Even in his half-unconscious state, the man understood what she was trying to do. Her touch made him wake up slowly. Somehow she kept him awake the entire night. After some time, both of them fainted on the ground. When the man opened his eyes, the girl was sleeping next to him. Crawling, he went to the other room, took the cloth from the coffin, and covered her. Then he fainted again. Suddenly, he heard the sound of the lock turning. Both of them got up immediately and walked backward towards the door just like before. The man was so weak he couldn't even walk, so the girl supported him and took him along. This time the door opened, and a beautiful sight appeared before their eyes. Outside the iron door was a world no less than heaven. Beautiful waterfalls, birds, and flowers everywhere. They had never seen anything so beautiful. Both looked at each other and smiled with joy. After enduring so many hardships, they finally got a beautiful ending. If you ever get locked in a room and lose the key, who would you want to be trapped with? Tell me in the comments.